Hey everybody, it's Mike Young, lifestyle nutritionist with aPlantBasedDiet.org, and welcome to chapter 69. That's right, 69. You can make all your jokes. Next thing you know, I'll be making one at chapter 420, chapter 666, and maybe I need to eliminate chapter 13 from my book so it doesn't even exist. If you're really superstitious or like jokes, maybe you like one of those. Anyway, I'm not quitting my day job. Let's talk about chapter 69, which is wearable health sensors and data collection and medical tests. It's a general chapter that kind of deals with all that. Now, look, I have my wearable sensors. This one actually does blood pressure right here, and it's actually very accurate. And my blood pressure is great. And this one does steps, and they're great just to make sure that you're doing the right thing. But I have heard a lot of people talk about these wearable sensors as like the future of healthcare, and we're going to know all this stuff. And there are some great things you can do. Like they can notice slight variations in your body temperature, slight variations in your blood pressure, can alert you of some things that are wrong. Okay, but I'm very concerned in hearing so many people talk about these things that they can be used for good, right? They can, because it keeps me accountable. Okay, holds me accountable. Actually, that's something that's not out there in the medical system right now, is accountability, and someone, mainly the medical professionals, being accountable for the outcome of the patient. Okay, they're just managing symptoms, and there's little to no expectations, very, very low expectations. So you can use these for good or bad, like the internet. You can waste all your time on the internet just playing games and in chat rooms and going on OnlyFans or whatever else that you do, okay? Or you can watch my videos, okay? And those are two different extremes, because you're either learning something to improve yourself and to make you better and others better and the world better around you, or you're just doing it for a total waste of time. Now, my concern with these wearables is that the medical system is thinking that, well, this is the next level. This is the next thing we're going to. And I do recognize the importance. Like I said, I say, especially in the area of mental health, I think that there should be some active monitoring, this is my opinion, of patients, because that relationship is based totally on the patient arriving at the office and telling stories to the talk therapists about what happened in their life. And these people, that these medical professionals, whether they're psychologists or psychiatrists or whatever they might be, that's just all they have to go on. It's kind of scary if you think about it, because this is 2022 and I'm wearing all these sensors, yet in the talk therapy and drug therapy for mental health, that's all the input that they have in almost all cases. And a lot of that centers around ridiculous medical privacy things, which all it does is a disservice to the mental health patients, in my opinion. So I'm concerned that this may happen to the general public, because the general population, the general patient in the least efficient healthcare system in the world, I think we have something like 18% of GDP in the United States going towards healthcare. It's the most of any industrialized country. And we have like some of the sickest people in the world, and actually lifespan has been dropping over the last few years. So we are like not managing money well. There's not much value there, and I'm concerned it might get worse, because I can see how these can be used for good. Somebody could say, oh, okay, look, my temperature just went up today, or my blood pressure went up. Maybe I have, I don't know, a virus or something. All right, great. Let's do what we need to do for that. But the problem is that if you have like a major, major problem, that requires that someone wants to have surgery or put you on medication for, well, that doesn't address the root cause. That's the problem. I'm afraid that, well, there may be some great medical procedures in the future where, let's say you have, I don't know, something with, well, of course, just use what we know now. You have some cardiovascular issues, and we're going to do some surgery on you. And because of this device, it alerted me in time to get that huge, like, I don't know what, close to $1 million surgery on my heart to open up one valve, and I would have been dead if it wasn't for this thing on my arm. Great, but you also wouldn't have been dead if you had addressed the root cause a long time ago, which we already know, we have known forever, just that the medical system, the sick care system, the healthcare system doesn't have this in their protocols. They don't hold people accountable to behaving properly. That's kind of what this whole book is about, is behaving. It's not real exciting. It's not like the sexiest thing ever. It's like, oh, just make some good decisions, and that's one of the reasons why society is the way it is because people haven't gotten to the level of consciousness where we collectively agree that this is the way you should behave. Like I was saying at some points, some earlier chapters in this book, I said, well, this behavior is all legal. You can abuse yourself all the time and it's totally legal, because that's just where we are right now. Of course, I mentioned before too how capitalism is great, but capitalism also can get set up like it is now, where basically the large corporations with all the money who are peddling things you shouldn't be doing are the ones controlling the lawmakers and what's legal and not legal. And that is a scary situation. That's where we've been for a long time. That's why this change happens so slow in this industry. But back to the wearables, I'm concerned that you can see where I'm going with this. I'm concerned that these wearables are just going to, yes, it will prevent some deaths. But if people don't change their habits, they're just going to end up just like they do now. I mean, they're in pain, they're in suffering, they're in misery, yet they're still alive. And this thing is keeping them alive into that misery. And we know we don't live forever. No one's going to live forever, and you probably don't want to. But these things, like I said, they can be used for good or bad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think about these wearables. Where do you think we're going with this? I know I've worked with other companies. One of them is named Balancell, actually in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they are developing technology for this biometric monitoring, which I think is great. Like I said, I think it's great. It just needs to be used in the right way, for the right purposes. And we need to be able to use we need to use these in order to hold patients accountable for their behavior. That's what I would love to see, because if you can hold people, not only patients accountable for their behavior, but physicians and other medical personnel, allied health people, accountable for the way they interact with the patients and the actual results that happen after the patient has received treatment or care, that will be a great thing. Unfortunately, the vibe I'm getting is that we're not heading in that direction. We're still heading in okay, I want to do whatever the hell I want all the time phase. This thing will buzz before I'm about to die. Then they'll run me into the hospital and make some robotic, cutting edge, high tech operation on me that will save my life and then keep me going so I can keep making these bad decisions and get my statins and I'm producing cardiovascular disease as an example. That's what I can see that. And I don't like that, because that's not going to be. The goal of all this is, of course, to have longevity, have a high quality life. But also, if you put all this together, you realize we need to make our healthcare system actually about healing and healthcare. And we need to have better value in it, greater return for the money spent. Right now, we couldn't be any worse. And of course, everyone's complaining, oh, we don't have money for this, we don't have money for that. Well, if you manage this system better, we'll have money for all these other things that you want money for. And everyone will be at a much greater level of health. So that's my little soapbox talk about these wearables. What do you think about them? I would love to hear from you in the comments, and definitely like the video if you got some value out of it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you will get notifications each time that I release another chapter. And I'm going to work on another one right now. So thank you so much for watching the book. Please share it with others too. Tag a friend, anybody who's into this stuff. This whole book is about basically taking better care of yourself, making the right decisions, and then living your best life possible. So I am Mike signing off. I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.